This week on the Barely Stable Podcast, Old Guys Rule. Daniel Freeberg here, Power Disc Golf Academy, the Barely Stable Podcast, coming at you with a real Cinderella story. We got me, Daniel Freeberg, and Nick Barr over here. Team Barely Stable, sponsored by Power Disc Golf Academy, taking on these nerds, Daniel Rigdon and Trevor Williamson. This is going to be like the 2008 Giants.
We went shredding and the other boys are struggling a little bit, so we now have them by a stroke, so we're going to go check them out.
We're live here on hole 18.
So these guys got a birdie to tie. We've got one stroke on them now that they just bogeyed. They shit the bed on 17. First one's up, Rigdon's got to turn over this escape. It's got a good line on it, it's coming in.
You can say he's pretty happy. That's definitely going to birdie. That's real close.
Yeah, that's real close. That's clutch as shit. Now, Trevor's going to try to win and throw it in. That ain't going.
I mean, it's still pretty fucking close.
They both threw their shots in the bullseye. They're not messing around. So it looks like a playoff is
Imminent.
For the W, my man!
A cool disc golf podcast for intermediate players. This is the Barely Stable Podcast.
Live from beautiful Austin, Texas, this is the Barely Stable Podcast. We're ready to BS. Here are your Barely Stable hosts, Daniel Freeberg and Nick Barr.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Barely Stable Podcast back at you, episode 21. Daniel Freeberg, Nick Barr hosting as always in the booth. We got Trevor and Daniel. You might have just seen them on a little video that played at the opening here showing our doubles tournament. I guess victory that we pulled in.
Victory.
Let's go. The old guys
Old
pulled
guy
it in.
power.
But I will tell you this.
That was so fun.
So much fun. And
It was so
there was 4 people who played the best disc golf out of
And
a
it was
lot
us.
of good disc golfers, and they're all sitting in this room right now.
It was
one of the more epic. I mean, collectively, we had so much fun the first round playing on the same card, and then we were a card or two separated, like 2 holes separated as we went through the second round, and everyone was just throwing darts. I mean,
I was a little intimidated. That first round, you guys had the hot round.
and
we were
doing it on camera too. We filmed
Yeah.
so much the first round, and Trevor just comes alive on camera. Like
Yeah,
every time I
just
filmed him
draining him.
putting, it was like, ksh, ksh,
Yeah.
ksh. But I got really good at panning from him to a made putt. So I had a lot of practice going there.
I got a little intimidated. I think I did a video, an Instagram on like hole 10. We were ordering pizza and we were down by 3 strokes. And I was like, we're not going to catch up.
And just getting buried.
Yeah. And it's just like, whenever we made another birdie, they would make another birdie. And it's like, well, we're maintaining our 3 behind.
Yeah.
But then,
Well, the sleeves came off. Hat started turning around before putts. Apologies, David. The testament to how good those Power Disc Golf jerseys are.
That was a difficult sleeve to get off.
I was trying to cut that sleeve off, and I started to panic a little bit because I was like, I don't know if this fucker's coming off.
It also looked like he got a knife wound in one part. So like he was trying to so hard, it finally popped through and it stabbed another part of the shirt. So it looks like he had got shanked. But I mean, sleeves came off and
Putt started going.
Putts started going in. It was a fun second round. So much fun that when we checked at the end, we realized we were basically both at the top, and we put our stuff away in the car because we were going to go watch their last 2
We were going to go
holes,
cheer you guys on.
cheer them on, and get some good video.
Mm-hmm.
And turns out it was a little closer than we thought. And last birdie on 18 caused a tie.
Yeah.
And we had to go to a playoff. And I'll tell you, the playoff
Also
was
fun.
super fun. I mean, we got to play 3 more holes of disc golf. And we both had a
boys.
tester putt on the 3rd hole. I think we were maybe 4 feet, 5 feet closer.
yeah.
Both had a decent first shot on 3, and then
Well, 3 of us missed that putt. And then somebody came in and just drained it. Just gave me that little look right before the little look back, like, I'm going to make this.
I don't know if I had a look, but it was more so I think I was going, pray for me. Talk to this the way you've talked to your disc.
it was so great though. We were filming you. The 3 of us were filming you because I think we all thought you were going to make it. So we all had our phones out. And I was recording you, and I just saw I was a little salty because you just beat us, but I saw out of the corner of my eye, and Trevor was running up to you recording, and he just had the biggest smile on his face. I think he was just so proud of you guys, and we just had such a fun time playing that day.
That was, it was really cool to beat you guys. I honestly never thought it was going to happen. You guys were playing so well.
Lights out.
And then Yeah, it was cool. It'd be just us, man. It was hanging out with the boys and
had some delicious pizza. Shout out to Jets.
Oh,
that
dude.
crispy, buttery underneath. I mean, that was fuel for the second round. I don't know if I could have made it without that Jets pizza.
I called him yesterday and complained about. It's like, man, you took all those leftovers, and you know what old Freeberg would like right now? Some pizza.
Oh, a piece of that sausage.
Yeah.
Oh, throw it in the oven, just let it get crispy. Oh,
Yeah.
let's go. It was awesome. And then, I mean, on top of it, Goose, shout out Goose again.
Perfect
He was on an earlier episode. If you want to learn anything about tournament directors or how to do it right, like he is, I mean,
Phenomenal.
He's the one of one. But he had some of the best merch, I've ever seen for payouts this week.
Hand that to Freeberg so he can show the camera.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is the disc that one of the discs that I got. I got to get a whole bunch because we won.
Is that a Wraith?
This is a Wraith.
Yeah.
They also had Destroyers.
The Champ.
And Valkyries.
Halo Champ Destroyers.
Yeah.
A bunch of Halo Valks, Halo Turns, Halo Wraiths, some Metal Flake T-Bird 3s. I got one of those.
Low Toros.
I mean, it was just fire. So shout out Goose for not only having a bunch of cold water all over the course, a bunch of cool. Oh yeah, we want CTPs.
Yeah,
we want an extra loot bag for
we got extra loot
CTPs.
bag. I wanted to shout out and I told him this is like everything that we've ever bitched about with tournaments, like the disc being disc that you don't throw, or like the break between rounds being too long, or everything that we've bitched about. He didn't do. Like he made sure that everything ran smoothly. The payout, the discs were cool. It was stuff that you'll throw. It wasn't stuff that you're like, oh, it's got a cool stamp, but it'll sit on my shelf forever. Like this is going in the bag. I'll be throwing
100%.
this soon. And I also got a Valkyrie and a Destroyer, which won't go in the bag yet because the ones I have aren't quite
right. Yeah,
but they'll be in the bag eventually.
That's a cool stamp.
Great stamp. So we got the
Did
Goose.
any of y'all see the video that was released this weekend of some of the discs that came out?
Oh man,
Discraft released a disc.
these were good discs.
I saw it.
Discraft gave you an example of a bad disc. So if you have a stamp and you print it and you get it out and it looks like a swastika, don't print more.
I don't feel like there's anything that I could say about it that isn't going to be said in the comments of Instagram or YouTube. So,
How did they not see that coming?
I don't know how that happened. Yeah, Rigdon, you've worked in, you've seen how it goes with digital copies of things. Sometimes things go through, but it seems like something you might notice.
Mistakes happen.
Yeah.
But that's got to get caught earlier than Instagram.
I think maybe the problem was not enough people touched it. Maybe not enough people saw it. Maybe only a
Too many
handful.
yes men around.
Yeah, a handful of people saw it and were like, "Great, new design, awesome, let's go."
Maybe it's a plot for the new Indiana Jones movie. That's what I'm hoping for. Steven Spielberg loves fighting the Nazis.
He does. That's how you learn the Nazis are bad when you're a kid. When you're already.
Nazis bad. Steven Spielberg good.
I saw that, and I thought the Cybertruck was going to be the dumbest design that I saw for a long time, and I was wrong. Discraft, you have surpassed the Cybertruck for dumb designs.
Well, we just bought Freeberg a new Cybertruck, and I guess he doesn't want it. Yikes. Okay, well, we'll get something else for his birthday, guys. Sorry.
The Cybertruck.
We'll do our best. You know what else came in the mail today, though? Came in the mail. Everyone got their Disc Golfer magazine in the mail today. Look at that. Much of the same in here, as you would expect. Like, they highlight some of the pros, some great photos of some of the coverage that's happened in the last couple of months. As you've gone through, they highlighted the Grand Rapids disc golf scene. But one thing I thought they put in here that was awesome, and, there was maybe a time where I was very critical of
This should have been in the
pamphlet. And I also like giving a lot of kudos where kudos due. And I thought what they did here was awesome. It's called a feature from the Disc Golf Tips from Dr. Birdie. He goes by Mark Zierden
what was up with the title there?
Yeah, it says by Mark, and I got to do these. This is not sarcastic. These are actual parentheticals, or not parentheticals, but quotes. He is Mark, the evil golf lord, Zierden, that sounds very scary. Sounds like someone you meet at the back of a cave that your disc has gone in. He's like, I'm the evil golf lord. And you're like, I just want my disc back. And he's like, no, go on a journey. Yeah. You got to like do a thing.
I feel like if you're around and you miss some of these etiquette things, like there's consequences.
Yeah, like he comes up and touches your shoulder like, I am the evil disc golf lord. I'm here to correct you.
Makes it so none of your shit hyzer's right anymore.
Don't stand behind people when they're putting on hole 4 at Circle C during a rated round.
Behind the basket.
What they do have here, though, is 18 tips and tricks for new and I would say even seasoned disc golfers to kind of help you with some etiquette. Everything from
stuff.
like how to play through to maybe not asking for so many tips and tricks.
Yeah.
Also, maybe not telling so many people how to throw better. I think a lot of people could take both sides of that advice.
Great stuff. Limit unsolicited advice. Limit requests for advice.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to go out there and throw some discs, not necessarily like everything be a little lesson for another person that's going around. You know, everyone's trying to play the game too.
Another big one is playing through. I like that one.
Absolutely.
If you have a big group and you're going to go in slow, let people play through.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I kind of felt bad. We had played a round out at Circle C, and it was a shotgun start, so all of us kind of descended on the course, every hole all at once, and a bunch of casuals were out there in like groups of 2 and 3, and really felt terrible as we had to kind of explain to them like, hey, go ahead and get ahead of us real quick, but like heads up, every hole
Shotgun
you encounter
start,
from now until the end of the course is going to have a group starting on it.
Oh man, that one guy was kind of a turd about it. He was like, I know what a shotgun start is.
I mean, wouldn't you just be a little salty if you went out there with your boys, you had like an early round of disc golf, and like about 3/4 of the way through, you run into the stoppages of all stoppages. There's a foursome on every single hole you run into. I'd probably be a little salty too, but
You're sweeter than I am. That guy was a dick.
you know, he wasn't.
Sorry.
Maybe, but I would.
Fault that there was a tournament. Like,
Yeah, but was he mad at us, or was he just mad at the idea of the course being more full?
but he took it out on us.
He did. You know what I'm going to do, though? I'm going to forgive him. Yeah.
Let's,
I'm probably just need the hug. It's all good.
give him some hugs. Look at Rigdon. Can we get a shot? He's getting his meditation. Love.
Kumbaya, my lord. Okay, so what else we have? Oh, so we got through the Disc Golf magazine. We talked about some silly stamps. But I mastered my, just a follow up from last week. What's up?
I mastered my dealing with hot weather.
Okay.
I found a system that worked through this weekend. I played well at Circle C. Obviously, we kicked ass at Zilker. First off, no sleeves. Sleeves got to go. Too sweaty. Need to be able to towel from up here.
Okay.
All the way down. Otherwise, that's just this much space of extra water to run down onto my hands.
Okay.
Second, I need a little towel in my back pocket. I got like a little squeegee.
Okay.
Back pocket, just immediately squeeze.
Okay.
Third, I was doing the dual loot bag. I had the clay one, and then I had the powder one.
Okay.
So it became a system over the weekend.
Do you really love loot bags?
I do love loot bags.
Do you know what? I love loot bags too. We all do here at the studio, and we love them so much. We're actually going to talk to the founders, the
Chris and Sid.
creators, the birthers of the greatest dry bag in all of disc golf. Loot bags. We'll be right back after this. We have actually just a quick promo for that loot bag right now.
Welcome back, everybody. Barely Stable Podcast. We have Chris and Sid with loot bags with us. We are all huge fans of loot bags, especially Trevor. I haven't seen him fanboy like this since we had Swiss and Jefferson from Disc Golf World here.
Look at him. He's red in the face. I see.
Look at that big smile. We all use loot. We'd love to hear kind of what got you guys started with the product.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, what are loot bags? Like, we all know what loot bags are, but what would you say a loot bag is to someone who's just never heard of even disc golf?
Yeah, maybe watching the podcast and not from around here.
I got you. Awesome. That's really awesome to hear. I know Trevor likes them.
Oh, we won't use any other dry bag. That's true.
No
story.
other dry bag.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good to know. I'm glad we got the Barely
You've
Stable
got
podcast
us.
set
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
That's great. loot bag. I would call it a grip bag. I mean, it's a grip bag, dry bag. For a little while, I was joking that we'd be like the dry guys. We have like a bunch of ideas for like dry stuff, like activated charcoal in your bags to make them not stink and your discs stay dry, things like that.
That's a great idea.
That's rad.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So, so you guys do cut and sew all right there yourself. It feels like when you guys have an idea, you guys get to go from idea to a cool product pretty quickly. How'd you guys, I guess, cut the corner on production and really like get to market so fast?
Yeah, so we use sublimation, and so after trying dozens of different fabrics, we selected the ones that we think feel the best in the hand and holds the product the best. And then he does most of the design work using Illustrator, so we can really design in the moment. And then it's literally print and press from there, straight from home. So
you guys can print right on the material at your house?
Not directly onto the material,
Okay.
but it comes out in a special paper.
Oh,
a
okay, and
special
then you
ink, and then we heat press it on each one.
Man.
Yeah.
And you guys do each one by hand.
Each one,
Yes.
one by one, right now, by hand. Yeah, so everything.
So every loot bag I've ever touched, you guys have put together. Man,
Yeah.
that's kind of special.
Yeah, at one point it was just getting cut in half by really tired me.
we played around last week, and he was telling me that, and I was like, so every loot bag, because everybody like around here, you guys are, everybody's using them. Like, so it's like,
I mean, we got a CTP prize, and it was a loot bag, and we were stoked. It was
Yeah.
like, oh,
Another one.
good thing
Yeah.
we need.
Right. Yeah.
So every bag has a loot bag now. So any bag I take out, and there's even one now in the middle console. So if one's lost, I have another one in the car to grab.
Nice.
Same.
cool.
But yeah, I was walking around the tournament, and I was like, Chris and Sid made that. Chris and Sid made that. Chris and Sid made that. Like, all of them. Like,
Right, yeah, every
it's not
single
like a
one,
machine.
every
Yeah.
single one, yeah.
So what's really cool is there seems to be like different types of the same product. So I have one that's very crunchy, then I have one that's very powder-like. Can you talk me through like the different offerings you have there?
Yeah, for sure. Like the more crunchy one would be something like our gemstone. This is like Gen 1 gemstone that we actually started selling maybe actually a year ago. Yesterday.
Yeah, you guys are
Yeah, 1 year
anniversary is 1 year of loot bags,
Yeah.
right?
Day.
Happy, yeah.
So that was
Thank
like
you.
the first like thing that we actually like
I don't know if you can.
took out there. That one's maybe not as crunchy anymore.
Yeah.
That's like my personal like
So this is
my first one.
You've been
Yeah,
using
this
it?
well
played some
used.
rounds. Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to wash your hands after that.
Just way back.
We're looking for a way to solve that problem too, honestly. But something like that would be called like our gemstone. That one's all clay, so that's like what you would get from like a whale sack or
Okay.
like
Yeah,
all
there's
the Austin guys.
more
Those
people use
destination
clay.
bags. Yeah, clay is like the number one, and then
Okay.
the more premium bags, like what you see Gannon Burr using, would be magnesium carbonate. So that's just
Oh, okay.
chalk,
Okay.
straight chalk, and that's the stuff that you get like the good wind reeds with.
Yeah.
And all that, and I mean we do have some chalk bags. Those are our pearl bags. Those things work great.
Hidden note: good chalk bag, you can get a wind reed. Slap that up. See which way it
Yeah, you
goes.
can even do it kind of low key. Don't have to like
Yeah.
just kind of walk out like you're taking a look at the hole and a little slap on the hand, and you just kind of get a byproduct.
Yeah.
Right.
Really
Pro
clean
tip.
wind reed. Yeah, pro tip
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we do also have an in between the Royal Blend, which has both the clay and the chalk.
Ooh.
That's something that we had fun just kind of toying with. I don't know how seriously we took it right away, but then the demand happened, and we're like, okay, we're in. So,
Everybody wants
Yeah.
these, it turns
Yeah.
out.
It was actually for Armory Disc
yeah?
Golf that we made the first Royal Blend. I had been telling them that I was thinking about putting the two together because they didn't really like actually care for our first pearl bag.
Yeah.
I think they're the first people to like be super honest with us and be like, I don't like this.
Oh,
Like, It's
okay.
kind of slick. I don't like it. It's not for me.
All right.
And then the clay bag, they're like, yeah, that's normal, but we get dry paws and they have our logo on them already. Obviously we do like different work than they do. We're offering different stuff than they do, but I was like, we're thinking about putting the two together if you like that. And they ordered, 150 of them.
Just like that.
before we were even anything, before they had loops on them.
The loop is a great
The loop is a
product
game
feature.
changer.
Yeah, it's a
I
huge
noticed-
game changer. So smart.
People already started copying that.
Oh yeah,
Like, I've noticed it because yours was the first one I saw that I was like, oh man, this is great. I can just clip it on the side of the bag
right.
and not have to worry about like, because I used to stick it like the regular
Yeah.
bag. I would stick it like on top of my putters, so I had to move it before I putt every time, and then if I picked my bag up too hard, it was just gone forever. Like, not an issue with a little loop. It's just solved right there, right?
So what got you guys into making like a dry bag or a grip bag? Like what was the genesis of the story?
Yeah.
Yeah, so ever since we started dating, we wanted to try different business ideas. And it wasn't until, I guess, October 2 years ago, I started doing like digital art. And then I would go through a drop shipper who would actually put the art on a product and sell it. And once that started taking off, I was like, I want to cut out like that other party. I want to make it all myself. So we ordered the sublimation equipment and all this product that I would put in my designs on, and I hated it. It was mostly like mugs and t-shirts, and I hated the process. And I was like, this is not as cool. It's not as girl boss as I wanted it to be. And so it was just like sitting there. And then like he was door dashing for work, and he was wanting to change his work up. We both definitely had a desire to get more involved with disc golf. And then to just top it all off, we found this like hole in the market for a premium grip bag solution. So we just kind of put it all together. We had the sublimation equipment already. He called me one day. He's like, I've got this amazing idea for these gemstone looking bags. They're going to have the corners cut off. It's going to be ergonomic. It's going to feel good on the disc. It's not going to scratch a disc, which we've had issues with before. He called them booty bags at first. I did have to talk him out of that one.
I was heavy on the pirate theme. It's pirates. Pirates get gemstones. They're out there trying to get the loot.
I see the connection.
Yeah.
I think you settled on a good name in Loot, though. The
Loot is
name
better
and the
than
brand, the logo's great. We love it.
Yes.
But you said the shape. It is a very unique shape. What was the thought behind that? Like, it seems like you went through a handful of different iterations of the shape.
Oh yeah, like the palms of my hands are kind of sensitive. They kind of always have been.
Okay.
I didn't like the corners on the bags, especially like in like the cotton bags. They kind of like sit in your hand a little funny, and it like causes a rash after a while. Like if you're like using them a lot and you like hold it in your hand, like I mean I do my loot bag, I hold it in my hand all the time. So like cutting off the corners was one big part of it. And then I don't know, like gemstone, it just seemed right. Like it just kind of popped into my head.
Yeah.
I'm always like thinking of things while I'm out like
And
on
there's
the road driving.
There's only one seam in them, right? Like when you do the loop bag, it's just one seam and it's closed at the loop, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you have an inside seam over almost all of it, then the only outside seam is at the tie, right? At the little loop.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's brilliant design. Yeah, it does keep
Thanks.
it very smooth. That's really, really smart.
Yeah, at first they were not like that. It was actually only, well, I guess like the side, the top, and the right side. I just like folded one piece of fabric there.
Oh,
and
makes
then I
sense.
just had stitching across the top. The very first one was not so great. That was like February last year.
Okay.
That I was working on that one, and that was maybe not my favorite, maybe not my best design. And I'd actually had loops on them first too. I was using nylon webbing. And I hadn't figured that out at all. It's kind of funny. Our anniversary was yesterday. We did Rub-A-Dub Dubs on the 10th last year. And I had made a few of them with the loop. And I was like, no, this is horrible. Your stitching is terrible. No one's going to be happy with this. And I was like, I'm just going to show up without loops. They're not going to have loops at all. Like, we're just rolling without them.
The loops, just a brilliant design on the seam coming around with, I'm assuming that's where you fill them as well? Is that spot where
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like I could tell the intention behind it. Like it felt like in the hand, it just felt like someone didn't just, like you said, sew together a box. Like someone actually put some thought into it and like made sure it felt good in the hand. Like I said, it feels good putting it up against your disc. I like the pearl one on the disc, and I like the gem one in the ham. It's like I don't know. I feel it's a good 1-2 combo. I use the like almost a climber's chalk is my kind of go-to.
I got you.
And I don't really use it that much anymore now that I have my loot bag. The loot does enough. So like when I need that little bit of like, I don't say a layer, but like a layer I can trust, I can just grab it as hard as I need to. I feel like the pearl does it. And then when I need to get dry, I feel like I use the crunchy one almost to like kind of negate the sweat. What?
I still remember the very first one that I got. It was like a Goose Promotions one or something. And I was like, why aren't all
I remember him saying
bags like
why
this?
they should all be like this.
Like, why aren't they like this one is nice. Like you know,
I may not
clip.
I may not be, but I think I might be the first person that actually really thought about it, like gave it actual care.
Absolutely.
And I think we're doing something different with it.
I think so too, man. Feels like it, yeah. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but you have since episode 1, I don't know if anyone told you this, been thanked in the credits since the very first episode of this, just because we've known the product, we knew you guys from time, and we love it so much that we're like, eventually maybe we can work out some sort of like official dry bag, whatever. But we've thanked you in every episode in the credits at the end because you've helped all of our game every single time we play.
No.
Yeah, I mean, we do actually.
A little. Jeez.
We have some barely stable loot.
Goodness.
No, I got to tell you, I did the little thing with Ruby Doo that you helped us shoot.
Okay, yeah.
And I talked to my buddy Ashton yesterday, and he was like, I went to the website immediately, and those aren't for sale. I was like, I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah, those are not for sale.
Those are still new.
Really cool.
One.
Yeah, we actually did also bring.
This one's got the little crunches.
Our big
trail
fan,
candy.
Trevor.
We gotta get that back to Trevor.
Yeah.
You ready, Trev? Here it comes. Ooh, that one's super clean. Look at the branding on that. Man, that trail candy does look super, super clean.
He
Thanks,
might
guys.
be the only guy that wasn't that excited when I sent him like a mock-up at all. Ever. He was like, that's what I thought.
It's exactly what I was thinking.
He doesn't show his excitement. Yeah, dude.
I know that you're excited.
Yeah.
You really are.
Huh? What? No, these are mine.
Oh, both of those are yours?
Yeah, see, I needed one of each kind.
I think I got the blend. I think I have the blend one. Yeah.
There's all three.
Oh, which one do you want?
I have one already, actually.
The other one's for Daniel, for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And this
one's
got
probably
the crunchies in it.
You want the crunchies, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I think I have the blend, and that's
We brought a few more for Trevor today. 'Cause he's been
Trevor's
helping
got
us
the
out a little bit.
Man,
Oh, yeah.
look
Look
at
at all
that.
the trail candy stuff.
The black ones look pretty sick.
The black ones look
do like
dope,
those.
bro. Yeah.
That's not all we brought though. We did want to show you guys a little bit about a little bit more about
let's see.
what we were testing out. So this is actually I think this is maybe the first bag with like a loop that I didn't hate.
And the loop was too tiny.
The loop was way too tiny.
Yeah.
So that was my bag for like a little while.
Okay.
So this is like an early on
Early
prototype. That's
yeah, and
bitchin'.
one of
like,
these is actually
and that is the
completely
one
different.
seam all the way around.
Yeah, so this guy is the first royal blend ever made, and it was a different material on the inside. I don't know if
Okay.
you can tell, it's like
A little bit.
flexible.
definitely
Yeah.
not as flexible, very, very not soft.
That's cool.
And then, we were trying out like poly cotton. We were thinking that might be something that was cool, so we used some like leftovers of double layer of that, and that one's actually not too bad.
Yeah.
It maybe doesn't feel the best.
It's got a little
I like the stretchy.
It's got a little. I have a pillowcase like this one. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one's fun because we wanted something super premium, so we were thinking like an actual shirt, and we're so stoked on it. We're like, this is it. This is the most. Yeah.
It's so stretchy.
It's so
It's
stretchy.
so
though.
stretchy. You can just
You could like
can
stretch
make
it
as
thin
big as
enough
your
to just
face.
make the
Look at
chalk
that.
just.
It's like that doesn't work.
That's rad.
It's a neat feel, but I can see why it's a little.
It's everywhere now.
It's a
I almost asked if we
promised-
could make a mess.
Oh yeah, it's a.
no,
It was so beautiful
Mess and
how
Kirch,
it's
but-
printed too. Like the different fabrics print different levels of quality and sharpness, and it did print really well.
Beautiful. I mean, the fidelity on all the edges is great.
Yeah.
Sorry, Trevor, I hit that.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And then, the last one that I want to show you guys is kind of where we're headed. So this guy, you might recognize a little bit, but it's a little bit taller, and I think it does actually feel a little bit
bigger.
better in your hand. It fills
Yeah.
up more of your hand. I have small hands, so the other ones were sufficient, but I have buddies
Yeah,
with much bigger hands
I'm
than
a
I do.
big hand dude, and as you get to people who like the pros and stuff, a lot of the pros have enormous hands. I don't know if you've seen Gannon Burr, but he has like basketball hands. He has the biggest hands you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, there's no way he would be as happy with one of our pearls as he would be with the newer guys. We're thinking about calling them long, like
These?
T-Bird long,
This is
ELL.
the
TL.
one. If you would,
Nice.
if there is a one,
Is that the one?
this is the one.
The
I'm
loop.
glad. So you're there with us, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
Because different people have different opinions and different likes, which is part of the reason we do clay and chalk
Yeah.
and even have rosin add-ins, and eventually we'll have an all rosin bag once we settle on the final details of that. But just as many people want the extra big bag, we also have people that want an extra small bag. So yeah, we're trying to work on getting essentially a range of options on the size as well.
That's cool. And see,
That's
there's
really cool.
there's nobody else in the game doing that I know of that has different sizes and different. Like if there's a like the Barely Stable one that you made for us, super bitchin', 3 different ones that you just brought here, right? Like, what are the 3 types? You got the blend.
Yeah, the Royal Blend has the chalk and the clay. The Gemstone is the clay, and then Pearl is chalk.
Yeah, that's dope.
It seems like if you went smaller, and I don't want to like been known to throw a few free ideas around, but a small circle that had like the loop on top still might also feel good in the hand, like something that's like
Just the
Just
palm
right
size.
in the palm. Right.
but small might not be terrible either. But that big one feels like, I don't know, like I feel important with it in my hand. Like I
Right.
feel like it's like the Cadillac
It's
of,
like ready
of
to
bags.
go. Right.
I've been in
It's-
Texas too long. Bigger is better.
Yeah, it just covers everything in every finger, and I feel like I can kind of get like, I don't know, I can feel like I can spread my hand out rather than it trying to like find it. Is this a brain on it?
It's a brain.
That's
yeah.
a very cool brain. Also, amazing job. I don't know if you see it, but the matching of the colors from the logo to the string loop is very clutch. It's just everyone's so well designed, and also like you didn't. A lot of times when people put their own branding on a product, they sometimes overemphasize the importance of the bread. And I feel like your guys just do a nice, elegant touch where you remind people like who made it, but you're not necessarily like trying to be like, hey, everybody, look at us. It's more so like, hey, look at these cool things we've made for other brands, other people, our designs. Like your product is the product. And I think it's, I don't know, it's a testament to how good it is. Like you're not trying to fool anyone with any kind of like, I don't want to say a marketing ploy, like just like, here's the best thing that you could use. We're going to make it look really cool. We're going to make it feel really cool. And I don't know, man, I couldn't be more impressed. Like we've been fans for so long. I feel like we're all gushing. So I have this really
feel great
embarrassing.
about it. You can
Yeah.
keep talking about it.
It's rad to
thing
see
right
the
now.
evolution too of the loop and the bags here that you got, like going through the different materials and everything. I really like the stretchy. Can I put in a request in for a stretchy one?
If you would like,
Sure,
if-
I mean,
we have more of it.
Bought plenty of it.
Yeah.
We were very,
But-
we thought it was
Oh, good
it.
catch.
Yeah, the loops, we're super excited about them. We settled on paracord in the end, but with the whole evolution of it, like you said, we're using like nylon webbing, and we're almost like folding in half to make a loop out of it. But it was like, it was wide and it was rough, and it was just kind of awkward to handle, and it did pose a risk of like scratching the stamp on your disc or something like that. And then we tried eyelets, like just the little metal for tents and stuff, and
Those just fall out.
yeah,
They don't
and
work.
then you lose
Yeah.
your
They don't
product.
even work on
Yeah.
on a tarp. They
No.
fall out on a tarp.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Yeah.
they're not good. It's a bad product.
Yeah.
that everyone
Yeah.
uses.
It was invented like 1906 and it's just never got improved.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Yeah.
no, a metal ring will work. I promise.
it
Keep
works.
trying.
It's just fine.
Right. So yeah, we tried so many different things, and especially in like the Seguin disc golf scene, we're handing out so many like freebies, just like try this, be rough with it. We want to know
Try
what's
to
going to
break it.
happen. Yeah, try to break it.
Feel free if you
And
like.
then
but-
yeah, I mean seriously try to break that. But yeah, with the paracord, like you said, it brought a lot of options for color, and it really felt like it tied in our designs and our ideas.
kind of completed the
Yeah.
design.
Yeah.
And it's still evolving. Like, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and just like another big thing about our bags is that we did care a lot about the structural integrity of it. So the fabric that we decided on feels good, but it also has like a level of give that lets you like be kind of rough with it. We use thread that's basically as thick as fishing line, and you can really see the thread, but we're proud of that thread. You can't break that thread, and it's
Yeah.
UV protected. It's not going to get brittle just because you left outside in the sun. And then like back to the paracord, like we literally hooked it onto our disc bag full of discs and swung it around, and we could not get the bag to break. And that's when we knew that like we had it.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, I think that's a huge deal, is the fact that you're not only you're still evolving with what you're making, but when you're making it, you want it to be quality. Like that's when you're running a business, that's how you succeed. Like
Yeah.
the sky's the limit for where you guys are going, I think.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, Trevor just sent us a picture the other day with this thing on a loop like attached to his belt loop, and we had just been talking about magnets like yesterday, like how to like quickly pull them off and quickly
smart.
reattach. Because once you like detach it, you still have the possibility of just leaving it behind.
Yeah, of course.
On the T-pad. So
Yeah.
that's like with
Oh,
a
man.
smaller bag, and then being able to put it in your pocket and hold on to it like that.
I need
and then
one-
magnets like quickly off. Maybe
Yeah, that's
where-
what the
next iteration.
small one. That's what I was thinking. That's a pocket. I would keep that in my pocket, no problem.
I need one that's like some janitor keys.
Just yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I thought about that too.
that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys have, I mean, it seems like every pro in town uses loot bags. So in Austin, you feel like you have almost a coverall of anyone who's like, I don't say anybody in the scene, but I don't want to count anybody out that doesn't use loot bags. But it seems like everyone from Mason Ford down to our boy Trevor loves loot bags, including everyone in the room. I know that was a big part of like kind of your now, but like you're going forward. You guys are doing events and some other stuff. Can you talk about a little bit what you have planned for the future?
Yeah, a little bit. I was actually talking a little bit to Daniel about
we played around. We shot a little commercial. He helped us with the
dog. It was awesome. Yeah.
Also a testament, because she destroys everything. Testament to how tough they are, because she didn't do that in one take. Like we took a couple tries to get her to scoop it up, and once we got home, she was like, "Oh, I'm supposed to pick
this is my
up?
toy now."
Yeah. And so I would see just a little cloud of dust behind the couch where she had it just shaking the shit out of it.
Man.
But not destroyed. Like, you know what I mean? Wet a little, but still attached to my bag. Still works great now.
Yeah, so you guys have some events. Something that's I think it's some like Dungeon and Dragon almost. Theme,
I nerded out hard about these. So.
Okay, we like the idea of loot. We like the idea of like getting things and like the idea of like the booty. You got to collect the booty. I got to collect all the booty, and
we can share our blushiness.
It's getting a little hot in here.
So we have this idea to do like minis and sanctioned tournaments, kind of like tie them in together. So like we want to call our minis raids. So you just go out and you have a raid. Like I was big on Destiny, so raids were like every night, like 7:00. Like, hey, are you going to be in the raid tonight? Are you coming out with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know? I mean, are you logging in with us?
Yeah.
It felt like you were going out.
The raid, for those of you who aren't video game nerds like maybe I am, a raid is when you get everybody together to take on like a really hard mission or a really hard boss. And so I just love tying that into disc golf. Like we're all getting together, we're taking down Sprinkle, or you know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And at those minis, we want to be able to tie that in a little bit with the sanctioned tournaments, which we want to call campaigns, which would be like our bigger stories. So ultimately, like you get loot at these events. Say you like hit an eagle or you hit like a turkey, or like an ace. You get different pins and stuff, maybe specific to like the hole you played it on, even because we do have that level of customization.
Yeah.
And it's all in house. We can just do whatever we want.
Right.
With that. So, say you do that, maybe you get to like pick the hole that you start on at the mini, or you get like a free mulligan, or you get 2 off the first, stuff like that.
That's
to really like.
So you're almost like your tags are loot bags that you would have. So you like your loot bag would have like an accomplishment on it.
Exactly.
Like
that's
an
pretty
achievement
cool.
or a trophy.
Achievements,
Yeah, that's really cool.
Different perks that you could use. Shout out.
So it'd be like
perks.
a power, like so you have a mulligan loot bag, and you could play your mulligan loot bag if you've earned it.
Yeah, we were thinking more like
that's
pins
that's
or
really,
like different tags that you could put on there.
Okay, got it. Sorry,
Patches.
I was putting too many of the ideas together into the single thing. Sorry. So so literally you would like earn it throughout the series, and then like let's say you just needed a mulligan, you could just go pull a mulligan pin or tag off and play it that day.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Right.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
And then we want to tie it in with stories too. So we want to have like maybe like a theme to each like series of raids that leads to the campaign. So say like, I don't know, really we wanted to work with Daniel on making some cool stories. Maybe thinking about tying in like the history of like some of the holes and stuff like that.
That's a really good idea. That's really cool. He'd be the guy to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make up a story, like make the hole a bad guy or something that you have to defeat.
Yeah. A big part of it would be like turning the caddy book into like a comic book.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
like have something you can send out before, and like my idea was if I could get my brothers to go and play an event, I think disc golf is amazing. I think competing in disc golf is such a fun experience, and if I could do something to convince like any of my brothers to go out and do this, they play like once a month maybe, I would be really happy.
I can see it definitely reaching a different group of disc golfers who maybe want to have more fun than like come do something very serious. Because this sounds like a ton of fun, and all the things that are kind of missing from what we'd call like a sanctioned round.
Right.
It feels like it's the way you'd hope you could go hang out with your boys and throw a fun round and have like a bunch of different ways to compete without having to be like, I don't say too serious, but you know how it is sometimes at a sanctioned round. Like it sounds like everything you're describing is fun and kind of like in the spirit of the game. I mean, I don't say full support, but like not only would you be the featured featured grip bag of the podcast. I mean, we would obviously have your full support of us. Keeping that in the realm. Is that am I using words?
In the realm is perfect.
In the realm, yeah, I like that a lot. I like that. We certainly will shout out anything that you guys are doing.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Do you think that you would rotate like the different courses, or would you like pick a course and like you kind of do everything at that course first, or how would that work? You think?
To start, I was hoping to start in New Braunfels,
Okay.
just like right by my house.
Yeah.
It's the main course there.
Yeah, Prince Psalms is the main course, but I would say actually that's different now. John Houck designed a course at Calvary Baptist Church right by our house.
Oh, okay.
And that's, I mean, it's pretty fun. There's a nasty creek running through there, but it's pretty dry right now.
Okay.
So that hasn't been too bad. But really, we're talking to Trevor Byers tomorrow, hoping he'll be the Loot TD for us, so he could be like running all that stuff and really help us get it rolling.
We just spent a handful of minutes shouting out Goose Promotions and how good all those guys are. Best of time. We actually have one of their
Goose is
discs
the
from the
best guy.
Dubs. The best.
Nice.
We're talking about, if you look right there next to you, that green one is, here, I got it. Hold on.
Oh yeah, this stamp,
We
Eric
already showed it
Bennett.
out.
Yeah,
But
Eric
that
Bennett's
stamp's
been
pretty
getting
dope.
some
Yeah.
fire
He's too
stamps.
good. We
That's
need
a
to
fun
get
one,
Eric
right?
Bennett bags.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure. I think he does really clean work, really nice stuff.
Absolutely.
I love that goose.
Such a fun, I mean, just a fun stamp, not overdone. Creme de la creme.
Tasty.
Yeah,
And
tasty.
so-
Yeah.
Super tasty.
But yeah, other Trevor, as we call him, because we have our own. Other Trevor was out there on Sunday, and he was playing. They played really well too. It was a lot of fun. Such a well set up tournament.
yeah.
Wasn't Trevor on the lead card with y'all?
Yeah.
Trevor,
Yeah, we got to play together.
I watched him
Yeah.
drain a putt.
Nice.
Trevor,
on,
yeah.
on y'all's
Did you see
story, and it was
the
a huge
putt that
putt.
Yeah.
Brendan shot the bed on that one, but Trevor nailed it.
on hole 17.
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah.
I sent that to him. We were actually watching them, and we were waiting for them to putt, and we didn't realize that the other team was in the same place for the long putt. And so when he made it, we were like, "Oh, they got it!" They were like, "Wait a minute, that was other Trevor. We still got a chance."
Yeah.
It was fun.
It was very fun. Shout out Trevor Byers, huge putt on 17.
Yeah,
Huge putt.
Huge
I
putt.
got huge putt. I got video of it. It was
Third
great.
place. That's so good.
Yeah, they. Everyone everyone on their card played really well. Eric was on our card. Eric Bennett and Delgado was on our card. Jake,
think.
and they played out of their mind too. Everyone played really well on Sunday. Yeah, and it was a ton of fun. I mean, Zilker's fun anyway, but
Zilker's-
they did it right. Goose guys, they
That
always
was-
do it right.
That was
We were,
up there. It was
busy
fun.
supporting our juniors.
Oh, up
we
at Flying Armadillo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
our friend Jason
Yeah.
took
Yeah.
his son down there and played the best. I guess they do alternate shot.
Yeah.
He said it was a ton of fun. What was it like down there? What'd you guys do?
I mean, everyone was having a blast. Like the kids were actually having fun with their parents. Maybe that's not always the case at those young events, but I mean, they were playing together. It was a ton of fun. The atmosphere that Thomas and Marielle created out there is super good. Like
Nice.
everyone's having a good time. Zach was out there throwing shots on 17. He was just taking I guess you give him a ticket and he would throw whatever shot you wanted at it. So
Oh,
it was
that's
a lot
cool.
of fun.
Zach from Mint?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Jensen?
Really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
He's very cool.
that dude throws far.
He's got.
He's got a cannon. I remember he was doing the new Longhorns. He went out and threw them on 16 at the
down that
Sprinkle
alley,
Valley.
having trouble getting him out.
And I was
the alley.
like, so I went and
Yeah.
got one because I just wanted to see like how far. And wow, I was standing at his. I was standing at mine, looking where his went. I was like, yeah, that's a considerable distance ahead of where the furthest throw I could throw.
I think he was throwing bullet. So if you're throwing bullet on 17, Flying Armadillo, it's
Oh,
over the top.
Oh,
All the way over the
we're
top.
talking about Sprinkle.
Oh, Sprinkle. Yeah, 17
Yeah.
is the one just before the. Is
The
it
bridge hole.
Oh, the mini.
Yeah,
mini.
the mini course. They're playing the mini
Okay,
course.
okay,
sorry.
got it. I was like, a bullet on 17. That's that is a cannon.
He's a beast.
Because it's a par 4, the one that.
Yeah,
comes-
that's the long one, the really long
But the bridge one, so he would go over the top. Did he throw any skips off the bridge?
I think he was aiming for the bridge.
Okay.
I have
That's the only way
video
I've ever
proof.
hit that
Sounds
one.
like me, yeah.
Bouncing off the bridge.
We got to play the Dillo Mini a couple weeks ago, waiting for Dubs to start, but it was so hot and Lola was struggling so much, we just had to kind of stop after. But I forget how fun that course is. The new number 5 with the tube and the big cylinder and the drop in,
The hopper.
I mean,
yeah.
I had fun just watching.
Oh yeah.
Like I had a blast just like filming.
I've said this a long time. Arguably the Armadillo Mini, like the course is good, but the Mini is maybe the best thing in disc golf. It is
Possibly.
super rad.
So much fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's FUN from the time you start to the end. It's only there for fun. You know what's close that's not too dissimilar is the new Little G next to Roy G.
Yeah.
Little G
Pretty
is amazing.
fun, awesome little course. If you're in and around the Austin area, if you haven't played Little G yet, like correct this error. It is so much fun. Like you can go out there with a couple putters, you can go out there with your whole bag, but I dare you to try to get all 9 birdies. Like it's fun,
It's
short and easy,
tough.
but like
Yeah.
it's hard to go 9 straight. It's pretty hard to get them all.
Yeah, it's an easy course, but getting all 9 birdies, that's
If
want
I was
the Eagles, too.
introduced on that course, if someone said this is what disc golf is and that was the first place they took me, I would have probably caught on to it much quicker. The first course someone took me to was the old Roy G layout, and
man.
I threw maybe 1,000 times. I don't even know what the score was. Whatever they put in U-disc, it was a favor. But I remember leaving being very tired, going, "This is what you guys do in the woods? Like I don't know if this is for me."
I took a friend out there. I was like, "Oh man, disc golf is great," and we played it, and he was like, "It's a par 4." And this is the old layout of the full Roy G. He's like, "It's a par 4, and I can't even get close to the basket in 4 throws." He's like, "This is terrible. It was hot. Then the bridge was out, so it was like a mile-long walk of shame after 18 was there."
Oh man.
Yeah,
It was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. Just kidding. Those stories are the same story.
Crawling
Just-
down a pipe. And like I pretended like I was about to start like walking down the pipe that you could get across there.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, we got to go this way." And her and my brother were following me. I was like, "Yep, we'll be down there soon." I just got up and started laughing because they're really like, "We're about to follow me."
Oh, that's
all the way down there. It was awesome. Very dangerous times at Roy G.
I wonder if they will ever get a bridge there to connect the 2 sides ever again.
I don't know. It would be super rad to have that to like warm up on Little G.
Oh, and then just walk
go
over to the
play.
course? Yeah. That would be pretty convenient.
Go play, yeah, like walk over to.
So your biggest fan is someone who is part of our podcast, Trevor Williamson.
Yeah.
Trevor, do you have any questions for the Loot people while they're here as fan number 1 of Loot Bags? I feel like you represent them in the wild without any, I feel like, I don't say without any like coaxing from them, but like your honest opinion and how you talk to other people about it is, I mean, it's the reason why I started using it. You told me,
Super
have you
matter of
tried
fact.
this? Very matter of fact, this is a number 1.
Yeah, I just want to say they put like more thought into a dry bag than anyone else, and it shows. And you just have to try it for yourself because they've got all the options. They're gonna have a hand feel that you like. They've got something for everybody. So no one's ever done what they do, man. So yeah, I think they should like maybe. I guess the only question I would have is, what are some cool future plans y'all have for products other than dry bags?
Ooh.
I know y'all just talk about a lot of stuff.
Oh man.
But
Yeah.
That's kind of how we work. Like
Yeah.
we had so many ideas before this. We were doing like tie-dye. I was doing leather, like handmade leather and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we're always talking about different like ideas, but bags, like smell-proof, waterproof stash bag, specifically for like disc golf bags, like something that would fit where your Squatch cooler fits, like exactly, but like more padded.
Smart.
Very nice for
Yeah.
like glass. If
okay.
you have it.
Yeah.
And I mean, outside of that, I mentioned earlier like those activated charcoal bags
Ooh, that's a
for your
great idea.
shoes. Also, though,
That'd be huge.
like for the disc
those
bag.
long, like thin triangle that you can put almost like at the bottom behind your disc.
So it's just always
So-
there, and
Yeah.
it smells good, and your discs smell good all of a sudden. Because Dyes by Red sends you a disc, and it smells amazing, like cookies.
Yeah.
And that's an amazing experience every time I pull it out of my bag.
Yeah.
And I want to bring that to everyone. If we could do that with, putting something behind the discs, I would
Shout out
be very
Dyes by
happy.
Red.
More
Yeah.
misty
can-
rain and yeah.
You're gonna make it smell like cookies. I'm gonna get it.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
I am weak to cookies.
I struggle with just dealing with moisture when you come in from a rainy round, and like it's like anything that helps with, man, there's so much opportunity there. Do you guys see like maybe a problem sometimes even like which thing to focus on next? Because I feel like once you open the door, it's like a void of just endless possibilities. Especially the fact that you guys can kind of come up with a product, iterate it, and make it almost right away. I mean, we're all impressed, to say the least.
Yeah.
I mean, there are towels out there.
Oh, yeah.
Towels is like a big one that we want to pursue.
How would you change the towel game?
Right now, the idea actually comes in development with one of our pros, Thomas Perks, to put a bungee loop in the corner, so it's still non-abrasive. A lot of the towels use like nylon webbing, or they use just those
Eyelets.
tarp eyelets things that I don't like
That
Will
bend.
break.
at all. That they will break, they will mess up your towel. But we're gonna put bungee there, so you
They
can
don't.
actually
They don't wash well either. That's
they
part
don't
of the
wash
part.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can actually loop it around your bag and have it carried with your towel, and then you could keep it in your pocket.
When those
keep it
come
with you.
available, I'll
That's
buy
clutch.
a ton of them. I need you've seen 2 to 3 towels.
Oh yeah,
around. Yeah.
you need
Sometimes
like
you
a
just have a
second
bucket where you
shirt.
just squeegee it off.
Yeah.
Dump the bucket.
Yeah, you make a loot shirt and little dust comes off of it. I'll buy that too.
That is definitely something we want to work on too. I want to make
That's
a
not a terrible idea.
yeah.
Just build it into my back pocket.
Yeah, like like instead of having a sweatband at the bottom, there's like a little loot thing where you just tap the your
There you go.
wristbands.
There we go.
I got him into that.
Right.
I'm not joking around. I've been thinking about some sort of like just getting an old school, whatever you call it, like the
Tennis.
tennis sweatband or whatever.
sweatband.
Because it doesn't matter. I mean, when the sweat's running down your arm, like I can see why like a tennis player doesn't want their hand constantly having sweat running down onto
Right.
it. Like I don't know if that's a solution that you guys could please make me one full of dust.
The thing that you guys did that impressed me the most was hands down. We talked to you and I was like, hey, you want to play around? And you're like, sure, I'll play around. And then you show up that morning. You're like, hey, yeah, I made this morning. And you toss me, not this exact bag, but one almost,
Identical, yeah.
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 It's like, you just made this morning? You're like, yeah, man, you like it? It's like, yeah.
I wish
We
I had
also
more
made
time
those
for
this
it.
morning.
We also made those this morning. That's a different story. Yeah. So for our anniversary, our computer died.
Oh, I saw you had it. Yeah.
Happy
Yeah.
anniversary, by the way. We
Thank
forgot
you.
to say that earlier.
Yeah, and then so is it your anniversary or Lute's anniversary or all one?
A Lute's anniversary.
Lute's anniversary. Well, 1 year officially as Lute.
Yeah.
Cue the fireworks and the
Day.
cheers like that. Woo!
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Same
That's
day that our
huge.
podcast can drink. Is it 21?
Oh,
episode?
21
Hey,
episodes.
there we go. Our first day was insane too. We were there like vending at Rub-a-Dub Dubs, and someone walks up and they're like, "How do we find you?" They're like, "Are you on social media?" We will be. Give me 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So we got onto social media, and we're sitting there waiting for the tournament to end, and I'm feeling like froggy, feeling excited. I had been like interacting with Bear Bite Disc a whole bunch, Jesse, and I was like, maybe he's interested in having one of these, like just possibly. And I reached out, and he got back to me within like 10 minutes. So I was like, it feels like there are so many days like that since then, like reaching out to so many different people, and they're all just like excited, or people reaching out to me
Yeah.
and me being really excited. Like there are like hundreds of days like that in this past year. Like really,
Right.
every day feels crazy.
That's
something
amazing.
new.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that Bear Bite Disc guy.
Yeah, that blind trust was so nice.
Yeah, it was really cool. There was a TD in San Antonio who was like, "Yeah, I'll take 100 of them." I was like, "You haven't even seen one. It's just an idea." He was like, "Yeah, but you seem
It's
cool."
a good idea. Yeah.
You seem cool though, man. So if someone wanted to go buy a Lute disc right now, where would they go? What's the best way to support you guys?
Bag.
A loot bag.
Or what did I say?
Loot disc.
Loot disc coming soon,
likes
though. Really?
Yeah, we're
We actually will have Loot stamped high disc golf. It's H13 high disc golf.
I knew that. That's why I said that.
But
No, that's my bad. I think I was just looking at discs, and ADHD is a real thing. But Lute bags, when you want to go buy one, I'm assuming there's a website or.
well, I mean, if you're in Austin, you can go to like any tournament. You can go to Disc Nation and grab one. But lootbags.shop. That's our biggest margin. You feel free to support us as much as you want.
Absolutely.
But definitely Goose Promotions. Get out there and play some events and get some loot and a towel. That's a
Yeah.
great deal.
all over San Antonio.
All over San Antonio.
Go back to that. Can you show did you have one on there? He was checking out the website on there. Is that a taco?
There's
Is that
so
a
many good
burrito?
designs.
It's a
here.
burrito,
Burrito?
Phil.
The burrito fill one I think is incredible. The burrito wrap one is incredible. I'm also a big fan of the it was like a cowhide one I think I saw where it looks like
yeah, for
like
Nathan Tucker.
like
That was the Nate Tucker.
Yeah, those
That
ones
was
are great.
so strangely realistic. It was like weird to carry. Like it almost gave like a
first got
texture
it was weird to
just by
close.
its
Like,
visual.
It made me feel weird.
Yeah.
Your standard, I don't want the design that's with the logo, like these core bags, were the ones I fell in love with. Like I think it's such good branding. It's such a good design. It really accentuates like how it's built. Like it kind of shows the shape really well. This is, as a core lineup, I couldn't even give you a note. That's a 10 out of 10. That's so good, man.
I really appreciate that. The Emerald, not the Emerald Royal Blend, but the Gemstone Emerald was the first design. That was the only one that I had. And the individual colors were originally going to be like, this one has rosin, this one has chalk, this one has this much chalk, this much clay, and like different stuff like that. But she was like, just keep going, make 10 colors. I was like, okay, I will make all 10 colors. And then someone was like, can I have all 10 in this gemstone that you have? Sure. Yeah, I'll take it.
You know what I can even see, like, and again, take it with a grain of salt. I can see limited runs of these becoming like collector things where like, actually we only made 100 of these. So if you want one with the special blah, 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 brain design, trail candy edition, whatever it is, like I could see those being things that people start to collect almost like discs because
Team Potato.
I now have
Team
like
Potato. We're going to put legs on the Team Potato.
Ooh.
And arms.
Legs and arms.
And a mohawk.
Can you imagine having it in your hand and the little arms and legs are sticking out from the hand?
Yeah, exactly. It's
the mohawks popping out. That's going to be a lot of fun.
It probably can't be the taller one though. That's a little less potato.
Less potato-like. That'd be more sweet potato-like, maybe. Yeah. But this is very potato-like already. But the burrito one also, I mean, whoever's idea that was, that's a 10 out of 10
Jacob Varner.
Yeah.
Jacob Varner.
We wanted more interaction on the Instagram, so I was like, let's just let everyone decide what they want. And then we got a bunch of like replies, and we were like, the top ones we're gonna put on bags.
It was so smart. Both having the inside and outside is. And I want both of those.
I think we made those too. Like even the tortillas we made from scratch. We took really good photos and then we ate it. And it was awesome. Yeah, he ate that burrito.
That is sick.
The fill we mixed up. There's actually a special edition of that fill mixed up. Like if you go to Chipotle, you like, can I get it mixed up? We also have that. That is another bag that will be coming out.
Okay.
I would love to see customizable ones with like your initials or something on it. Like that would be, I think, a really cool gift.
That's something we do. If one of you guys ordered one from me, I would look up your PDGA number and put it on an extra bag. Like Dustin Lewis, good buddy of mine.
Dustin Lewis is your boy too? Small world.
He's a great guy.
Dustin's one of the greatest guys. I think I saw he has one with his number on it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I low-key noticed that and was very low-key super jealous. Like, man, that's cool. I just figured, I don't know, I didn't even put two together. I didn't even ask him. I was just super jealous of it when I saw it. But the loop, man.
He always has the
he has the coolest stuff.
Jacob Varner, we gave him a pumpkin bag, but he's like UT, so we gave him like a burnt orange and like variations of that color.
That's cool.
And it was funny because I don't even think he had opened the package yet. He was just supporting us.
Yeah.
Because Jacob's a great guy.
Great dude.
Jacob's dope. Yeah.
And a few days later, we're like, hey, how'd you like that extra bag we threw? And he's like, you gave me an extra one? I was like, yeah, the pumpkin one. He's like, oh, yeah. I totally did not look at his package even yet. I know he appreciates it.
Yeah. He needs one with a pug. He's a big pug guy.
Oh yeah, he does love.
So like some big
we
pug
have his
eyes
pictures.
on it.
We have the pug pictures.
Oh, perfect.
They're in hand.
With the little. Oh goodness.
It's gonna be great. Yeah, he was wearing a shirt the other day that was just all of his pugs.
Even if you wanted to talk afterwards, but I bet you guys could send a couple of emails and get licensing really easily. So like whether it was like that product that there's on the wall or other things in that realm, that's very achievable. I mean, you guys could, like
the ability to do it. Yeah, I want to go like home with you guys and just make bags with you. Like, is that creepy?
We welcome that,
right?
I mean, it would be like people have pottery parties and other like arts and crafts. Like, we have like the loot bag party where everyone comes over. We all sew our own bag, get our own design.
Show me how to sew.
Not to get too crazy, but we did have someone like tell us like, if you just brought empty bags here, you could have people pick their fills for each one. You could just like weigh it out, even like have it like choose your fill for your own bag and just sew it in the moment, like out at the Open at Austin. Would have been really cool to do that.
It's
like even more customization.
Yeah. For sure. We'll have a lot of talks offline, but you guys have a very good product. Very good product.
There's so much.
We at the podcast wanted to do a thing where we have a contest where we set up next to maybe like hole 18 at Zilker, and we challenge people to throw a certain distance, and then if they hit the distance they say they can throw, we were going to give them a thing. how would you feel about collaborating and creating some specialized bag, maybe, I don't know, 5 or 10 of them, and it just shows that they stepped up to the plate and threw and hit like whatever, 300, 400, 500, whatever they say they could do, and they did it on camera. So we could do a collab on content, but like maybe we do the collab maybe with the prize they get.
I love it.
Done?
Yeah.
All right, well, the official bag of the podcast is now the official bag of the podcast contest. We are moving and shaking here. Man,
500-foot bag. I'll never have it, but I'll print it and make it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'll never.
What
have it
if
either.
the 500-foot bags, 400-foot bags, and then a 3?
There you go.
We do have a smaller size. We do
That
have one
could
smaller
be
size.
that. I mean, I don't want
Pretty
to.
dope.
I love it.
We'll trust in your expertise. You guys are the
Yeah.
SMEs here for sure. But we'd be, I mean, any way we can support it, we obviously will. Is there anything else that we can do? Where
Yeah.
can people find you? Socials? What's the best way to support you for people out there on the podcast?
Yeah, our Instagram is loopbags.dg. And yeah, you can find us on loopbags.shop.
We'll put all that information down here at the bottom of the screen.
Was there anything else you guys wanted to plug? Anything coming up or anything you wanted to? Well, you got the.
There are dozens of people listening.
Doesn't. I mean, just keep an eye out. Stuff's always happening. We're so excited to see like which of our ideas really get fleshed out. Which of our ideas are like going to like be the next like loop, you know, be the next like people are calling them squishy and crunchy. Now be the next squishy and crunchy.
I love it.
We're ready.
Squishy, crunchy, or
Well,
that's sticky.
Ruby wants to be in more commercials. She really liked the notoriety that she's gained since we did that other one. So she'll be available.
Ruby is a special dog.
I mean,
Do you want to do dog bandanas? I kind of forgot because we haven't touched on a couple months. But
Yeah, because you guys
ordered
had
a bunch
the.
of. Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, yeah, it's just we order a bunch.
Yeah, you guys had the Lone Star dog. On the podcast.
yeah,
And I was like,
yeah.
we might have something coming for you. It's because we were actually ordered. We have like 500 bandanas at home, just waiting to be pressed. But our bigger press is like having some trouble. That's why towels really haven't been coming along.
Okay.
But they will be coming. I mean,
Awesome.
that's dog bandanas. We're gonna get every AM's dog is gonna have a loop bandana, just like every AM has a.
Man, you
As
can
a
count
loop
Lola
bag.
in right away. She's
Yeah.
obviously taking
Yeah.
a kind to you as she's sitting on your
Yeah.
feet. Sorry
Making sure
about
those
that.
feet don't get
She obviously
cold,
loves you.
I'm very clean now.
All right. Well, if you're out there, make sure you check out a Goose promotion. There's tons of loot bags in his AM payout. Lootbags.shop if you want to get it there online. And then if you're on Instagram, Facebook, otherwise, it's lootbags.dg. Give them a good follow. They're always putting out good content from local courses and different pros. I know you guys do some shared content with, so you can see some pros using it in action. You can see our tech disc video where literally we all threw a little harder and with more snap and more spin with a loot bag on our hands than without. Do you got anything else?
I think you have one more thing.
Yeah, we'll be the producing sponsor. Is that what it is? Of Circle G with Goose.
Oh, okay, excellent.
Yeah, I know last time he was on here, he said it was Flat Creek, but he gave that one to Mint.
Okay.
But I think Circle G is going to be way better. And
Now, Circle G, for people who don't know, that's Circle C and Roy G together. And
two of the best courses in
I mean, that's almost getting spoiled. I'm getting to play 2 courses back to back.
And
Yeah.
we're going to do extra special things for that event. We have, I don't want to spoil it because
Okay.
it will be special. It will be exciting. And we want everyone to be there.
So Circle G, do you know what month that's in?
September. It's
So-
kind of far away.
Oh, we'll keep it. We'll keep it in people's ethos
be
between
around.
now and
Yeah.
December for sure. We'll say it. I mean, we'll remember everyone every couple of weeks until it's up.
Because of you in this one, I'm no longer afraid of Circle C.
Yes.
I have defeated Circle C.
It's not that bad, right? Once you get to
You beat my
Yeah.
personal best in
I heard
competition.
that you
So
beat
Yeah.
my personal best by one.
I did it. I played with them on a Monday, and I had a plus 15, or Tuesday, plus 15, and by tournament day I did a -1. So
good
And
time.
at one point you're sitting at I think -4.
yeah, hole 6 got me. Hole 6 needs to be raid bossed. We need to.
Yeah, we got to go raid at Circle C.
yeah,
Take down hole
yeah.
6.
We're
and
actually-
everyone gets a prize.
Yeah, we're actually about to go rock some Circle C here in just a minute.
Oh, is that where we
Heck
get to
yeah.
play today?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Circle
I'm ready.
C.
What's going
Let's
on?
go.
Is
Well,
Daniel joining us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Trevor, you coming? That's a big old smile. Okay. All right.
Remember
Well,
to let people through because we're going to have a mob.
All right, we're about to mob to Circle C again. Make sure you check these guys out. We'll have it on here on the screen again. We got Mr. Freeberg, we got Rigdon, we got Williamson, and the people at Loot all saying what's up. Thanks for tuning in for another episode 21 here, Barely Stable Podcast. As always, remember,
Just be cool.
later.
When I head out to the course, I know what I need the most. Not just my disc, but something more to keep my game steady and sure. I reach into my bag, there's a special prize, a loot bag to keep my grip so dry. With clay, silica, or chalk inside, crafted with care, player's pride. It's beautiful, a work of art, keeps me loose right from the start. Loot bags keep me playing strong, dry hands that throw all day long. Beautiful, so well crafted, with loot bags my game is lifted. Oh, loot bags, you're what I need, keeping me steady out of trees. For every throw, for every round, loot bags keep me disc golf bound.
Oh, it'd be so cool if you missed this putt. It'd be so cool if you missed. Let's go. They got a tester for bogey. There's a tester for bogey.